Hi everybody, it's Nikki here and welcome to today's video, which is going to be my June Shop My Stash video. So let's get straight into it and let's review what I had for last month. Okay, so starting off with primers, I did pick out my MAC Prep and Prime Natural Radiance. I have the pink version. Yeah, I really like this. I've spoken about this before. It is a very moisturising primer, and I will always want one of these in my collection at all times because it is one of my favourite moisturising primers, and with someone with dry skin, moisturising primer is always good to go in with. Even though I do my skincare right before I do my makeup, I always like to have that little, the more moisture I can put into my skin, the better my makeup is going to look on my face. So please believe that I have done my skincare and then gone straight in with my makeup routine using a primer that's not moisturising, and my foundation will still find dry patches on my skin. The other primer I had in was this mini W7 It's Glow Prime primer. Now this does have a little bit of a tint to it, and I actually emptied this into a little pot like this, and I mixed it with the two foundations that I brought in for Shop My Stash. So technically, until I finish this little concoction, I haven't really finished this primer, but for the sake of the packaging, I finished this primer. And then the two foundations that are in that concoction were the two that I picked. The first one is the Collection Lasting Perfection Glow Foundation with a dewy finish, so it's that one. I'm in the shade Fair 5, and we're really getting down on this now. We're really sort of about halfway down the bottle, so I'm really happy about that because this foundation, way too light for my skin on its own. I look like a ghost. And then the other foundation I had was my Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Full Coverage Foundation in Nude Beige. This is slightly too dark for me. I realised this month that I actually like the formula of this one. Now I know they have repackaged it. I'm not sure if they've reformulated it, but they've definitely repackaged this now, I believe. So I don't know, maybe. I don't like full coverage anymore though, but I do like the form. This is now in a porridge. No, it's not in a porridge. I don't know where the word porridge suddenly came from out of my vocabulary. I've been having porridge recently. That's probably it. I love porridge. Anybody else? Getting back to this. What was I saying? This isn't a project pan, so it will get more use, so it's going into my project pan drawer. That's what I was trying to say. It's going in my project pan drawer now. This one, however, will go back into my collection. The next one I used was the Maybelline Concealer, the Instant Age Anti-Age Eraser. Mine is in the shade 01, so that one. And to be fair, I didn't get much use out of this month because I do have a concealer in a project pan, so I only used it a couple of times. I am wearing it today. I do really like it. It's a very thin formula, and so for me, my aging skin with my smile lines under my eyes, it's great for me personally. Another product I didn't get too many uses out of because that was because I was concentrating on another powder, but it was my Collection Lasting Perfection Sheer Loose Powder in the Illuminating formula. I got quite a bit of it. Well, I didn't get quite a bit of it used. I used it for the last sort of 3 or 4 times I've done makeup, because as I say, I was using another powder, so this one kind of sat on the back burner. I realised that I'd actually pulled 2 face powders last month, and that's because I pulled my Revolution Pro HD Powder Contour Palette. And if you remember, I had a powder repressed into this square here, and as you can see, I have now used that all up. I kind of hit pan about halfway through the month, and I was like, ooh, this is looking good, and then I just continued to use it, and then near to the end of the month, I just had like little bits around, well, not little bits, but just sort of like around the outer edges of the square, and in trying to get my brush into that square and to the edges to pick up that powder, what was happening was I was ending up picking up this bronzer here. So what I decided to do was I scraped what was in here into here, so it is now, the remnants is back in here. So that's that powder done. I'm done with that powder now. There is still a little bit of it left in there, but you know, it's gone for the purposes. I did use this bronzer a couple of times, this bronzer palette. I tended to stick to these two bronzers here because they're obviously the lighter ones. These two are more of a contour. This one is way too dark for me. But I kind of swirled my brush in sort of like this area here. This is a bronzing palette that I would like to start working on and trying to move out of my collection soon. So it will be coming back into Shop My Stash very soon, if not a project pan, maybe. But it's going to go back into my collection for now. The blush that I had was my California by Benefit. I love this blush. It's so stunning. Really, really pretty. I do, however, have a palette of blushes in a project pan, and so unfortunately that got the majority of the use during the month, but I did get a couple of uses out of California. I should have worn it today for this look, but I didn't, and I only realised that after I finished everything and then looked at myself in the mirror and went, huh, I have a bit of a pinky blush on when I could have used California, and because it's a more peachy blush, would have gone with this orange eye look much better. But never mind, we live and we learn. But I do really love this blush. Absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous. The other blush I had was my liquid blush from Beauty Bay in the shade Blooming. Absolutely stunning. This was a really beautiful pink blush again. Really pretty for this time of year. Unfortunately, we have a bit of a gloomy day today, but on the days where it was sun shining, this really looked beautiful and really brought out like that summery, springy kind of feeling. So again, I will probably be bringing this out again in the summer sometime. And the two highlighters I had, the first one was my Little Mermaid highlighter from I Heart Revolution in See the Possibilities. This is actually a really stunning highlighter. I never realized how beautiful this one is. It's a very pinky kind of highlighter, which I didn't think I had a pink highlighter in my collection. But this one is a pink highlighter. You can kind of see it. So it kind of went over my blush like a bit of a blush topper and blended in my blush a lot better than the Golden Bar highlighter that's in a project pan at the moment. And then the other highlight I had was my number 7 like multi-purpose stick. Yeah, we are now, look at that, you can barely see that over the top, and that's all the way pulled down. So I am working my way steadily through this. This is how much I have left. Again, really pretty. But I think I'm going to put it back into my collection for now and play with something else for the next month. Okay, so for lips, I didn't get around to using these two Huda Beauty samples. I have Passionista and Chica. I just didn't get around to using them. I was kind of using other lipsticks, obviously. So I am going to, again, keep these in to Shop My Stash because these are the last two I have left and I really do want to get them finished. So they can go back. The lip liners that I had, I put these 3 W7 Lip Twister lip liners in because I wanted to see what the formula of these were like, because the 1 or 2 occasions that I had previously used them, they did feel a little hard and a little sharp on my lips. And yeah, they are. They absolutely are. I had quite a good go with each one of these. I have the brown one on my lips today underneath this lipstick, and it really does sort of scratch on my lips. However, as you can see, the red one and the pink one are already shorter than the brown one, and that's because they all, even though they're quite sharp and scratchy, they also wear down pretty quickly. So after each use, I pretty much have to sharpen them. This one I used today and it already needs another sharpen, to be fair. Lipsticks. So guys, I really want to finish this year. This is the PS lip liner and crayon duo. I finished the lip liner end. All I have left is this bit of the lip crayon. Can I use it up? No. This thing doesn't budge. I swear it doesn't move. It's not really the season now to be wearing a dark lip liner, a dark lip colour. I mean, I'll wear a dark lip if I want to. I don't care what time of year it is. But I'm going to put it back in my collection anyway. I'll have another go at it later. This lipstick from Beauty Bay in the shade Freckle. Really stunning, cool toned lipstick. Cool toned brown, that's the colour I was looking for. Really cool toned brown, really nice. What I've actually been using this for though is actually as a cream bronzer. It works really well as a cream bronzer. So that's how I've got a couple of uses out of this. I have also used it on my lips, but it does look a little bit like concealer lips, you know, from the 90s. I don't mind that. I was a 90s kid. I wasn't wearing makeup in the 90s, but I was a 90s kid. So yeah, I do like the colour. I would put the brown lip liner underneath it though, just to give it a little bit more depth to it. But yeah, I did really like it, and I love the formula of these Beauty Bay lipsticks because they apply creamy, but then they dry down matte, but they're a comfortable matte, you know. I really like the formula. I'd love to earn some more of them. The other lipstick I had was my MAC Velvet Teddy. And look guys, look, I don't have much left of this. I ended up putting this in my reading room and just sort of applying this throughout the day. Not that I want to use up my Velvet Teddy, because I really do love this colour on me. It's a bit darker than Freckle from Beauty Bay. But yeah, I feel like I could finish this up. Maybe this year, who knows? But that's really good. The other lipstick I had was this one. This was the Benefit Double the Lip lipstick, and it's in the shade Lusty Rose, and I've got to say, I don't think I used it. So it is like that. It has a darker side which is supposed to be your lip liner, and then the lighter side which is supposed to be your lipstick. I don't think I used this, guys. I really don't remember wearing this at all. So you can see the darker side that side and the lighter side that side. See? And then when you kind of smudge your lips, it sort of blurs the line. So I don't think I wore this at all. And now I would normally keep this in my shop my stash for another month because I didn't get to use it this month. But you'll see why I don't in a moment when I actually do start to shop my stash. So it is going to go back in my collection, maybe get pulled in July maybe, because it'll be a beautiful colour for over the summer, because it is a beautiful pink, but I don't wear pink lipstick very often. And then I have a liquid lipstick, Huda Beauty in Wifey. Again, didn't use it. Guys. Anyway, no excuses, I just didn't use it. But my lip gloss, my Revolution Sheer Brilliant Lip Gloss in Gone Rogue, can you see Can you see here the line? I am halfway through this. I'm so excited because I would love to be able to finish this up. I don't like this formula, it's very sticky and gloopy, but if I can finish it, that'll be great. I love the colour, don't get me wrong, love the colour, but the formula, not so much. I prefer other lip glosses. So for brows, I had my L'Oreal Pump and Set Brow Artist. I'm going to keep it in just because I don't really tend to change up my brow gels. Similar to my mascaras, I tend to keep my brow gels or my mascaras in until I finish them. I think I'm close with this one. I do think I'm close, but I do think there is some left for another month, so I'll keep that in. But the other brow product I brought in was my Essence Eyebrow Gel in the shade Dark Brown, which I'm not really, but anyway, I did use it a couple of times, as you can see. Guys, I love this. I really love this. Now, I do have to say that the first time I applied it, I was like, ooh, that's a bit bold. So I do have to be careful applying this, that I don't go overboard with it. But guys, I loved it. I really did. I really liked it. So, do I want to put it back in my stash? I'm going to put it back in my stash because I know what I'm doing for Shop My Stash this month. Wait and see. Okay, so for eyes, I can't remember if I had another eye pencil in here, but these are the ones I've got. Anyway, I had one liquid and one pencil. The pencil one I have is the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Tutu Turquoise, which looks like this. Really pretty. It kind of does stay on the waterline, but not for too long. But I really love the colour. I really do. Oh, I have a dot on it. But yeah, I really liked it. So that one's going back in the collection. The number 7 Stay Perfect Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Dark Chocolate. Guys, if you can get your hands on these, I don't think they have a large colour range. I'm going to go back and pick up some more because, guys, this was stunning. So pretty, so beautiful. Would have gone perfect with this look today. I've just realised that. Never mind. But I loved it and it stayed and it was so easy to apply. So good. Really loved it, guys. I want more of them. The other eyeshadow sticks I didn't use. I had the MUA eyeshadow duo stylo in pumpkin. It's got like a matte orange on one side and a shimmery orange goldy shade on the other side. I didn't use it this month. I could have again used it underneath this eye look. I didn't. More for me. And then the other one I didn't use was actually from Beauty Bay, shadow stick in the Disney collection in the shade Dumbo, which is a beautiful blue. Didn't use it, guys. The other eyeliner I forgot to mention was my wet liner from Glisten Cosmetics. I want more of these. I want more of these. This one is in Blue Lagoon. It's mermaidy and guys, if you want mermaid eyes, Blue Lagoon by Glisten Cosmetics. I got this off Beauty Bay. It wasn't that expensive either, and my god, guys, it is stunning. Okay, onto the cream and liquid eyeshadows I used. My Colourpop Issa. I used it a couple of times, but she's really drying out now, guys. Someone suggested that I'd mix it in with something else, but I don't know what to mix it in with. I've got some Duraline. I mix that in every now and again, but it kind of makes it a little bit weird. So I don't know if I should just say goodbye to this one and pull out my brand new one to use, because I do have a backup of this. My Maybelline Colour Tattoo in On and On Bronze. I love this shade, guys. This is so stunning. Again, I should have used it underneath this eye look, but not today. by the way, if you've got these Maybelline colour tattoos and they're starting to dry out on you when you go to like rub your finger on them and they're looking like they're drying out, do what I did. I just got my makeup spatula. So I got one of these and I just swished it around. I just re-stirred it and then re-flattened it down. Obviously it doesn't look as pretty, but it's now just as beautifully smooth and soft and buttery as it was previously. So yeah, don't let these fool you. They're not actually dried out. Just give them a bit of a swirl round. I mean, obviously eventually they will dry out on me, but still beautiful, still smooth and buttery. I love it. The e.l.f. Liquid Metallic Eyeshadow in the shade Supernova. I didn't get a chance to use this because I realised that while I had Issa, I was never going to use the purple liquid metallic eyeshadow from e.l.f. Because if I'm looking for a purple eyeshadow look, I'm going to use this over this every single time. So if I do shop my stash in the future and I'm thinking of doing a purple look, I either have to pick this or this, but never both. I won't use both if they're both in Shop My Stash. So yeah, I'll have to pull that out another time. I didn't use this one either, guys. I was so excited to use this one and I didn't. It is an I Heart Revolution palette in the shade Oopsie Daisy. I didn't get to use it, guys. But again, normally I would keep it in for another month, but I'm doing a thing, so it's going back. Same with my L'Oreal palette, Cherry My Cherie. I didn't use this either. I could have used it today, but I was using a different palette. However, the NYX Ultimate Brights palette, I did use quite a few shades in this actually. I used a couple of these greens and a couple of these purples, and yeah, I got a couple of uses out of this. I do really like this for those for those matte sort of transition shades, which sometimes in some palettes you don't have the right transition shades for those bright shiny shimmery shadows. That's the word I was looking for. So that is it. That is all of Shop My Stash done. So on to what we're going to do for June. Okay, so let's go into a very quick story time. So as I said earlier, I didn't wear a lot of makeup when I was younger. In fact, my makeup journey really started in my late 30s. I got into wearing makeup more as I was like practicing makeup looks for my wedding back in 2016, and that's when I really started getting into makeup. So when I was in my early 20s, the only time I ever really wore makeup was for my birthday maybe, or at Christmas time, or if I was going on a night out with my friends. So as you can imagine, my makeup collection, not that it was a collection at that point, it was just a makeup bag, was minimal. And I remember the first time I went to buy makeup, I walked into my local Boots and I was looking at the couple of stands that they had in there because it was really small Boots, and I didn't know what I was looking at. I really didn't. So I asked a shop assistant to help me pick out like a full face of makeup, I said, for a night out. She helped me pick a few bits, then we went to the till, she calculated it all up. It came to a lot of money. And I told her I'd only brought £20 with me, not realising how expensive makeup was. So she kindly, very nicely was like, that's okay, that's fine, I can just get you the bare essentials that you're gonna need. So she took a few bits off, and I went home with my first little bag of makeup, and it used to fit in here. This was my first ever makeup bag. This thing. It's not even as big as my head. Well, it kind of is that way, but you know, this was it. This was my makeup bag. This tiny little thing. And I kept it all these years, almost as a kind of memory as to this is where I started. Now, not even my lipstick collection, I think, would fit in here. Guys, so we're gonna go back to the good old days for June. I'm gonna shop my stash, and I'm only gonna shop items that will fit in this little makeup bag. Now, I will say that when I had this originally, full of makeup, I also had 2 nail polishes in there. Now, I'm not going to shop for nail polishes today, but let's just keep that in mind. So we're going to shop my stash for things to fit in here. And we're going to keep in memory the fact that I only had £20 to spend that first time. Now, I'm not going to say that, you know, the things I shop for to put into here have to remain at £20. I can't remember the cost of half of the products I've got in my collection. But we're going to keep in mind that, you know, things like Benefit, things like Urban Decay, things like the more higher end products in my collection, I'm not going to pick, because back when I had this makeup bag, they certainly were not in my budget. So let's go into my drawers and let's shop my stash for June. Old style. Okay, so here we're going to start in my base drawer. Now, keeping in mind, I don't think when I did that original shop that I ever used a primer. But do I want to try a primer? Obviously, if I was going shopping now, I'd put a primer on. I might pick this. We've also got to keep into consideration it all has to fit into that little bag as well. So I'm going to pick my Barry M Fresh Face Illuminating Primer in the shade Warm. It has Aronia Berry, Vitamin C and Hyaluronic Acid in it. So I'm going to pick that one. But if I run out of room in the bag, I might remove this one. So we'll put it in for now. For foundations, I think my first foundation was a L'Oreal. So I think I'm going to pick this one. The L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. I'm in the shade 20 Ivory. So let's pick this one. Now, in regards to concealers, I hope you can see this here. My concealers, I think, even though back then I don't think we got e.l.f., I'm thinking I want to try this month. The e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Fair Rose. So I want to give this one a try. And then powders. I think I'm going to try... I think for room, I'm going to try the Revolution Bake and Blot powder. So it's just like this, and it's in the shade Translucent. So I'm going to pick this powder. Okay, in regards to blushes, bronzers and highlighters, I think to save a bit of space, I'm going to pick one of my e.l.f. blush and highlighter things. So I have the pomegranate one and also the watermelon one. So I think I'm going to go for the pomegranate one. No, the watermelon one. So I'm going to go for the watermelon one. She looks like this. She's a bit peachy. But yeah, let's go for that one. So we'll go for the e.l.f. Duo in the watermelon shade. And then for bronzer, I want to pull this because this was the first bronzer I bought back in 2016. And it's again another L'Oreal one in Glam Bronze, but it's quite thick packaging. But do I go for it because it kind of fits in with the theme? The bag is getting quite full already, guys. Look at this. I guess after this we're only picking eyes and lips. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick the L'Oreal bronzer in Glam Bronze and I'm going to put it in the makeup bag. Come on. Okay, we should have room for a small eyeshadow palette and some lip products. Okay, so here in the lip drawer, MAC would definitely be out. I have a couple of L'Oreal lipsticks, and I believe that one of my first lipsticks was in L'Oreal in Sepia Silk because I wore that on my wedding day. I think, you know what, I'm going to pull this L'Oreal in because I don't own Sepia Silk anymore. I don't know if they still do that shade, but this is a nudie beige sort of shade. This is in No Doubts, and it's a very nudie shade, and that's kind of similar to what Sepia Silk was. It was a very nude shade. So in honor of that, I think I'm going to pull L'Oreal in No Doubts. And even though I don't think I'm going to be pulling too much from the lip category, I think I will. I most certainly would not have paid for a gloss. But I may have paid for like a tinted lip balm, like one of these. I have the Elf Sheer Sticks. I have one in Orange Crush, and I have the other one in Jam or Jelly. So these are new to my collection. I don't believe I've worn these yet, but I think I want to try the orange one just because I picked up the pomegranate blush and highlight, and that was rather like peachy, and peach and orange kind of go together, don't they? So I don't know, let's give that a try. Because I think I could have been persuaded to buy one of these if they were available back then. So let's pick one of those. The bag is getting very full now, guys, look. So I think we should go to eyes now. Okay, so here we are in the eye drawer. We're definitely going to be looking at some of my smaller palettes, that's for sure. Primark. I would definitely have bought some makeup in Primark all those years ago, if I'd have known about it. This is a quite neutral, sort of greeny kind of palette. It's got some beautiful shimmers in here and peachy sort of nudie browns and stuff. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like I could definitely pull that one. Let's see if she fits, guys. Yeah, it does. It fits. Woohoo! Look at that. Eyeliner. Obviously, I would have had a mascara in here as well, which I'm not going to pull today because I have my mascaras. But we do have to take that into account, don't we? That mascara would be in here and 2 nail polishes would be in here. I think. Do you know what I am going to pull? I'm going to pull this. This is my MUA single eyeshadow in the shade Copper. It is gorgeous. Let me, if I can open it. It is absolutely stunning. Really, really, even after all these years that I've owned this. Look at that. Look at that. Just look how smooth that is. So I would definitely have purchased MUA makeup back then, because this was like less than £1. So yeah, I think we'll put that in as well. And I think, like, the only brown eyeliner I have is from Urban Decay, and I definitely wouldn't have been able to, oh, I know, I wouldn't have been able to afford Urban Decay back then. I'm going to bring in the Essence Long Lasting Eyeliner in Olive You. I know I've pulled this recently. It is stunning. But green and copper, I mean, beautiful, stunning. So yeah, I'll pull that as well. So I think that's going to be it, guys. Let's see if she zips up. That is it. That is my makeup bag for June. Did you like this format of doing Shop My Stash? If you did, give me a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!